In this video, let's discuss optional protocols. How can we how can we make a protocol property or method optional? Okay, so we can define optional requirements for protocols. So these requirements don't have to be implemented by the types that are conform to the protocol. So optional requirements are we can apply directly onto the protocol's definition. Let's see how can we apply it. So as if you can see in Objective-C, we have this optional using which we can make the methods optional, and if they are required mandatory, we can use the required, and like this. So the same way we can in Swift for the protocols we can apply optionals. So let's see how we can do it. For example, I have a protocol called product, which is having a name, price, and manufacturer as the properties, and the description and manufacturing process as the methods. So for example, I want to make this manufacturer stuff, which is a stuff, as optional. So let me see what happens if it is if I directly try to apply the optional. So what it is saying is optional can only be applied to members of an Objective-C protocol. So that means if we have uh, Objective-C protocols can be adopted only by classes that inherit from Objective-C classes or other Objective-C classes. They can't be adopted by structures or enumerations. What does it mean is, so for the interoperability with the Objective-C, only the classes in Swift can implement a protocol having the optional stuff. So that we are going to discuss that in a while. So what it is saying is, boss, you either remove the optional or you put something as Objective-C in front of the properties and methods in the protocol, and as well we need to put that in front of a protocol. Now all the errors are gone. Now at very high level, if I want to make a protocol optional, some of its methods or some of its properties, I need to go ahead with this Objective-C prefix, and whatever the properties or methods, I need to add the optional prefix along with this Objective-C prefix. Let's see how this optional works in Swift. Now, as I already said, it works only with the classes. So that means, for example, if I have, let's say, pencil as the product, which I wanted to implement the product protocol. Now obviously, as I have implemented the protocol product stuff, now it will ask, do you want to add the protocol stuff? As you can see, as this is optional and this is optional, it did not add the stubs for these optional stuff. Correct. Now let me add some description. Why? Because it's a class, so it's pencil, and name also I want to just put it as pencil, and some price is $2. Correct. Now all are these all are required, but this and this manufacturer related are optional. Now if I try to do something like pencil dot description, yes, it works. And if I try to create an instance of pencil and try manufacturer, as you can see, it is optional. Like this only you can call this method. Okay. And whereas, why? Because it's an optional. So this is the optional chaining we use, right? If the method is there, then only it will implement it. So this not like this. We will discuss this in a while. Now as I already discussed, these can only be implemented by the classes in for example, let me take a pen which I also want to implement the product protocol. Okay. Now I'm not doing anything. See, it is saying non-class type pen cannot conform to class protocol product. That means these can be conformed by only classes. Structures or enums cannot conform to this protocol. It's just for Objective-C interoperability. That's it. Why? Because Objective-C supports optional and all stuff. So structures are out of the way. Now only classes can conform to this protocol. Now if I now how to check whether a particular we don't know, right? Let's say I create a products products list is equal to, let me create couple of pen, couple of pencils, couple of pen, sorry, pen again, pencil again. Okay, now again let me do a pen. Okay, now I just want to, okay, let it be also a class. Let me add this one. Its name is pen, its description is also pen, and I also want to implement, though it is optional, in the pen. Of course pen implements it, whereas pencil doesn't implement the optional method called manufacturing process. So here I would just return this is pens manufacturing process. Okay, for example, now it becomes a that's what it's saying, it becomes a heterogeneous collection, it's not homogeneous. Why? Because it is having different objects. Now to silent this error, what I can say is, boss, these are all list of objects which conform to the product protocol. Now the error is gone. Now here it comes to optional chaining. For example, for list in products, or let's say products, let's say, so then I think it makes more sense for product in products, it autofills it. So what I want to do is, I just want to print product dot manufacturing process. Correct? Of course this is an optional, so that is the reason. So if I execute it, so what I see here is not good. This is not good. Correct? Why? Because this is optional. Correct? First one is pen. Of course pen is having the implemented the optional protocol method. So you can see pens manufacturing process. After that, for pencil it's nil, for pencil it's nil, for pen again it's pens manufacturing process. So we don't like this. Correct? So what I do, if I do optional binding here. Why? Because manufacturing process returns a string. So I do this now. So I'm not liking this output. Now I do print. Now you prepare the process. Now you print the process. If it is having a process, you do the process. This is how sorry, I forgot let. So this is how we do optional chaining. Why? Because this we don't know whether so and so product is implementing this or not. Correct? So if I run it now, I'm good. Okay, only two products are having the manufacturing process. Correct? So that's basically how we can add optional stuffs to the protocol. So the same way you can get this manufacturer var as well. So it's also an optional, it will become an optional. So if I say pencil dot or pen dot, let me print it here, pencil dot manufacturer, it is not there, so no member called manufacturer. So it will not work like this. Why? Because you cannot call something like this. Again, what I need to do, again I need to go and do this stuff, product dot manufacturer. Correct? So if I execute it, again you will end up with list of nils here. Correct? So what we can do here is, again we need to check whether manufacturer is there or not using the optional binding, and we can use the manufacturer. So directly on this on these instances, I can't directly call manufacturer or manufacturing process. What I can do is, I can only do the optional chaining by taking them as models which conform to the product protocol, correct? So if I directly try to call, for example, pen dot manufacturer, it is giving me has no member manufacturer, correct? Whereas it is having the manufacturing process. At compile time it checks, okay, it is having boss, so you can call it, but it is not having, so it will complain. You cannot proceed further. So that is the reason we need to tell the compiler that these are the models which conform to the product protocol, and then we can call it. Otherwise you cannot proceed with your code. Okay, that is how Objective-C optional stuff we can do in Swift for Objective-C interoperability, by adding the optional and by making it Objective-C. So when I'm adding this tag, I can only do it on classes. If I do it on structures, it will say non-class type you have added something, which is not possible. I hope this post is useful. Thank you.